Growing up in bone-crushing poverty, the young boy is forced to drop out of school just after finishing junior high to take on the grittiest and most exhausting labor at the bottom of society. No matter where he goes, he is looked down upon by everyone around him. The relentless humiliation from a wealthy second-generation heir leaves his dignity in tatters, making him wonder why others enjoy luxury cars and beautiful women at the same age, while he is stuck sweating bullets just to deliver blocks of ice. Just as a powerful sense of injustice surges in his heart, an old newspaper suddenly catches his eye. It details the legendary rags to riches story of a billionaire. The man in the story also dropped out of school young and spent his early years grinding at the bottom, enduring endless mockery and discrimination, only to rise up through sheer will and become a billionaire. This inspiring tale instantly sets the boy's heart on fire. He swears a solemn oath deep down that one day he will become a true tycoon and trample everyone who ever looked down on him into the dirt. It is this burning, almost obsessive determination that is about to flip his destiny upside down. The moment he gets home, Red can't help but complain to his father about the daily mush on the table, wishing for a change of pace. Without a word, his father simply swaps their bowls and calmly tells him that the flavor has been changed. Just as Red's heart fills with bitterness, a violent coughing fit erupts from the other room. It is clear that his mother's condition has taken another turn for the worse. Angry and frustrated, Red questions his father on why he won't take her to see a doctor. But the only response he gets is his father's usual deflection and excuses. Red pulls out the newspaper on the spot, firmly telling his father that he is going to be just like the man in the story and become a billionaire. Instead of offering a shred of encouragement, his father douses his fire with a bucket of cold water.
Get it in your head, son. You ain't ever gonna be rich.
Red cannot wrap his head around why his father constantly shuts him down, nor can he understand how the man is content with a life of mediocrity. But it is this stifling lack of understanding that makes him realize that if he doesn't pack up and leave, his life will never amount to anything. So, he makes a bold and daring move. He goes to his mother's bedside and softly tells her that he plans to head out into the world to make a name for himself. His mother looks at her son with a heavy heart, her emotions a tangled mess. She blames herself, thinking that if she weren't bedridden, her son wouldn't have to shoulder such a heavy burden at such a young age. But Red never blames her for a second. Instead, he is riddled with guilt because he won't be there to look after her. Before hitting the road, Red leaves a letter for his father. Little did he know, this would be the very last time he would ever see his mother. At the break of dawn, Red is already at the train station. With not a penny to his name, he plans to hop a train in secret. Just as he is about to make his move while the guard isn't looking, a homeless man suddenly yanks him back.
The train leaves the yard.
Watching the brutal beatings handed out to those caught trying to jump the train, Red realizes this man knows a lot more about survival than he does. Under the man's guidance, Red successfully sneaks onto a train heading far away. This risky adventure gives him the guts to face any unknown or hardship that life throws his way later on. When he finally opens his eyes, he sees the man performing a strange series of movements. The man explains that he writes down 10 things he is grateful for every single day and tells Red to do the same, insisting that a heart of gratitude is the only way to truly live. Red coldly snaps back, saying he has absolutely nothing to be grateful for.
You gotta be grateful for the little things in life. Otherwise, you'll never be grateful for nothing.
While Red is still chewing on the meaning of those words, the man jumps off the train without a word. After a moment of hesitation, Red follows suit. By the time he finds his footing, the man has already vanished into thin air. Just like that, Red finds himself in Texas. This vast, rugged land of opportunity and wilderness is about to completely rewrite his fate. With no clear goal, he follows a crowd of men looking for work to a nearby ranch. Fortunately, the rancher is currently hiring. Facing a crowd of physically imposing grown men, Red goes all out to show his hustle just to secure a place to stay.
And I can carry 50 pounds of ice up 3 stories.
His grit and bravery win the rancher's respect, and he manages to land the job. The work on the ranch consists of high-intensity fence post driving, which the scrawny Red is physically ill-equipped for, as his posts are either loose or fall over at the slightest touch. However, Red has a stubborn streak of defiance buried deep in his bones. While everyone else takes a break, he keeps his tools in hand, reinforcing the wooden posts over and over again. A fellow worker notices his grind and hands him some water to save him from exhaustion. Being around the same age, the two quickly hit it off. Red learns that his new friend was once a wealthy young heir, but a sudden economic crash led the bank to seize all his family's assets, dropping him from the clouds straight into the mud. But he hasn't accepted defeat. Instead, he has turned that humiliation into a goal, aiming to one day buy out the very bank that ruined him. Looking at the boy who shares a similarly fiery dream, Red becomes even more convinced that he must become a powerhouse capable of rewriting his own life. In the dorms after work, the air is filled with the noise of co-workers playing cards and fooling around. But the rowdy atmosphere doesn't touch the heavy thoughts on Red's mind. He looks at these middle-aged men who are still barely scraping by on meager wages, and his heart sinks. He is terrified of becoming just like them and deeply doubts if he will ever find the key to success. Just as he is spiraling into confusion, he has an epiphany. Instead of waiting for a break, he should go out and ask for it. So, he goes straight to the rancher early, hoping to find the answers to changing his destiny. Early doesn't waste words and gives him one core piece of advice. If you want to get ahead, you have to be the lead sheep. If you're always following others and repeating the same tasks, you're destined to stay at the bottom. This is the heart of the American Western spirit of self-made success. Don't complain about your roots, just use your head and your guts to break through. These words are a total game changer for Red, sparking a bold idea in his mind instantly. He makes a request to Early. If he can lead the crew to finish the work early, he wants the saved money as his personal bonus.
I do like you, son. Ain't gonna happen.
We'll see.
The next morning, the workers realize Red is nowhere to be found. Everyone assumes he couldn't hack the hard labor and skipped town overnight. But when they get to the field, the scene leaves them speechless. Red has been out there pulling an all-nighter, working solo. Even more surprising is that he has come up with a much more efficient way to get the job done. In the past, everyone worked on their own, but Red suggests they team up in 2 groups of 3, working like a specialized assembly line. This setup not only ramps up the speed, but also allows everyone to get paid sooner. Under his coordination, the project is finished a full 2 days ahead of schedule. When it comes time to settle the pay, the rancher Early also stays true to his word and gives him an extra reward for his merit as the lead sheep. By using his brain, Red earns his very first pot of gold. Early is so impressed that he offers Red a permanent spot, telling him the door is always open. However, a fellow worker sees this and starts turning green with envy. Why should Red get an extra bonus when they all did the same work? He even goes as far as to humiliate Red in front of everyone. But Red doesn't pay him much mind, because the only thing that matters right now is sending that money home for his mother's medicine. Just as Red is wondering where to go next, the appearance of a mysterious stranger points the way. The man's flashily golden belt tells Red immediately that this guy is no ordinary person. He promptly asks the man for the secret to making money fast. The man, puffed up by the admiration, tells Red that Texas is a land paved with gold. You just haven't seen its true treasure yet. This hits Red like a lightning bolt, and he immediately thinks of oil. The man just gives him a cryptic smile and walks away. But that mysterious attitude makes Red even more certain that his hunch is dead on. The Texas oil boom of the early 20th century turned countless paupers into overnight millionaires and shaped the entire landscape of the modern American energy economy. Just as Red is scheming on how to break into the oil industry, a stunning figure unexpectedly crashes into his heart. As if pulled by an invisible thread of fate, Red can't take his eyes off the beautiful Hannah from the very first glance. And this girl seemed to have a special spot for the handsome young man as well, taking the initiative to strike up a conversation and even boldly inviting him to the youth dance that evening. Being asked out by a girl for the first time has Red's heart racing with nerves. The deep-seated insecurity in his bones makes him want to back out, but the fluttering in his chest won't let him miss this chance. So that night, he puts on a brand new outfit and heads to the dance with a mix of anxiety and excitement. In the crowd, he spots the lovely Hannah instantly. But just as he works up the nerve to go say hi, a figure suddenly rushes in. Turns out, it is the same coworker who humiliated him earlier.
You're like toe fungus, kid. Just when I thought I got rid of you, you show up again.
His biting words leave Red feeling utterly exposed and worthless, forced to watch as his crush is dragged onto the dance floor. Just as he is sinking into despair, Hannah's best friend steps in and whispers a brilliant plan. She tells Red to use her as a dance partner first and wait for the perfect moment to snatch Hannah back. The moment the host calls for a partner swap, Red makes his move, smoothly sweeping Hannah into his arms. That night, he can't even hear the music playing. All he sees is Hannah's smile in her eyes, making his heart skip a beat and his head spin. The love in his heart finally boils over, and he blurts out his feelings.
I think I want to marry you.
It is the most fluent thing he has said since meeting her. Hannah is cracked up by his blunt and awkward confession. While she doesn't give him an answer, she is clearly moved by his courage and sincerity. In the days that follow, Red shows up at the school every day to wait for Hannah. The boy who was once obsessed with nothing but getting rich has temporarily hit the brakes on his pursuit of wealth for the sake of love. But a cocky, rich, second-gen heir mocks him, calling him a toad trying to swipe a taste of swan meat. Hannah knows deep down that Red's dream of becoming a billionaire is pretty far-fetched. She firmly believes that any great ambition needs a foundation of knowledge, so she hopes Red will go back to school to finish his education. She takes Red straight to the principal, sincerely pleading his case. But Red thinks studying is a total waste of time, believing that just because he isn't in a classroom doesn't mean he lacks talent. To prove his natural gift, he tells Hannah to give him any 5-digit multiplication problem.
56,679 times 61.
4,457,419.
In just 3 seconds, Red spits out the exact answer. The scene leaves Hannah and the principal completely floored. Even more surprising is that Red notices the principal has been struggling with a skin condition and correctly identifies the culprit, the weeping fig tree nearby, whose sap is the allergen causing the eczema.
You make, what, $1,700 a year? In this little nowhere Texas town. I'm sorry, sir. I want more.
However, Red's sharp and competitive attitude is hard for Hannah to swallow. She doesn't like how he is always trying to outshine everyone, which gives her an uneasy feeling. Watching Hannah walk away in disappointment, Red is hit with a wave of mixed emotions, feeling terrified for the first time that he might lose the girl he loves. He knows deep down that he has to make a change. So the next day, he actually shows up in the back row of the classroom. This sincere gesture completely wins Hannah over, and he finally secures her heart. In the days that follow, they are soaked in unprecedented sweetness and happiness. Hannah even brings Red home to officially meet her parents. Learning that Red has no permanent place to stay, Hannah's parents don't look down on him at all. Instead, they warmly invite him to move in with them. Later, Red uses all his savings to buy Hannah a ring, making a solemn vow that he will give her the most prosperous and stable life imaginable. But just as everything is heading toward a fairy tale ending, news of war spreads through the streets via the radio. In an instant, Red's hot-blooded patriotism is ignited, and he feels a desperate urge to head to the front lines and fight for his country. The 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor pulled the U.S. into World War II, sparking a massive wave of enlistment where national duty outweighed all personal dreams. So, Red signs up for the army without a second thought. But when he tells Hannah his decision, he is met with her fierce opposition. She knows better than anyone that the battlefield is a meat grinder, where death is always a step away. No matter how much she pleads, Red's mind is made up, and they end up in a massive blowout of an argument. Hannah is filled with despair, knowing she only said those things out of anger. Watching Red walk away without looking back, she can only cry out his name over and over. Thinking this might be their final goodbye, Red unexpectedly rushes back just a moment later. Soon after, Red heads to the front lines with the troops. On the smoke-filled battlefield, life is as fragile as a candle in the wind, and people are falling every second. One mission to deliver a message to the front lines is incredibly high stakes, and the new recruits are shaking in their boots, with no one daring to take on the suicide mission. But Red grabs the envelope without a word, taking on the job himself. He has always believed that every dead end is just another ladder to climb. With that do-or-die grit, he completes one dangerous mission after another, making a name for himself in the military. Time flies, and 10 years pass in the blink of an eye. After his discharge from the military, Red saves up a sizable chunk of change thanks to his distinguished service. He still hasn't let go of his dream of becoming a billionaire, so he pours every cent he has into buying a drilling rig and dives headfirst into oil exploration. But to his dismay, the machine drills through hundreds of deep wells only to find bone-dry earth underneath, without a single drop of oil in sight. As the days of investment pass without any return, his workers start losing their cool, feeling like he is just flushing their time down the drain. Even Red begins to seriously question if he made a massive mistake. His goal of becoming a billionaire feels like a pipe dream now, while even putting food on the table for his 4 kids has become a struggle. Deep down, he is terrified he is about to prove his father right, that poor people stay poor for generations and can never truly level up. But Hannah gently reminds him that true wealth isn't just about cold, hard cash. It's also about being there for your family and witnessing the warm moments of your children growing up. In that moment, it hits Red like a ton of bricks. He has been so obsessed with success that he has missed out on so many moments with his kids, leaving his heart heavy with regret. Filled with guilt, he starts playing baseball with his son. While they are playing, a casual remark from his son strikes Red like a bolt of lightning, instantly clearing the fog of his confusion. This realization makes him wake up. He might not know the first thing about geology, but if he can just hire professional oil experts, won't his problem be solved? He wastes no time and hunts down a geologist. The expert meticulously scans the wasteland and uses professional equipment to narrow down the target zone in no time. Once Red promises a 3% cut of the profits if they hit oil, the geologist points out the exact spot to drill. Back at home, Hannah is peacefully spending time with the kids. Suddenly, a grease-covered Red bursts through the door with a massive grin on his face. With the expert's help, they finally struck black gold. The couple shares a tearful embrace as years of persistence and suffering finally pay off in this single moment. From this point on, they never have to worry about the bills again. Instead, they possess a fortune most people couldn't dream of in a lifetime. Initial estimates suggest the oil reserves under this land are at least 50 million barrels. At the going rate of $2 a barrel back then, Red becomes a billionaire overnight. But just as he is picturing his new life, an uninvited guest shows up and makes his heart sink. It turns out the original ranch owner who sold the land found out about the oil and immediately dragged Red to court, claiming the sale didn't include the oil rights. It's a blatant move to back out of the deal and snatch the oil field back. Even though Red stands his ground, the cold legal summons still leaves him feeling jittery and anxious. Red knows that a professional fight requires professional help. Once he realizes this, he calls the most famous law firm in the city, demanding the heavy hitter to defend him. When the day in court arrives, Red shows up solo. The rancher mocks him, assuming Red is too broke to afford a lawyer and has to represent himself. But right then, Red's lawyer, Hamilton, arrives on the scene with total composure. His arrival only draws more laughs from the rancher's side. Hamilton doesn't care. After a quick brief from Red, he confidently comes up with a counter-strategy. Just like that, with only a few words and before the trial even officially starts, the opposing lawyer backs down without a fight. Red successfully protects his priceless oil field. He doesn't just celebrate. He knows that to take his business to the next level, he needs to keep top-tier talent like Hamilton on his side. So he decides on the spot to hire Hamilton as his exclusive legal counsel, using a heavy stack of company shares. With Hamilton's power and the geologist's precision, Red's business goes into overdrive. Over the next few years, Red expands aggressively, snapping up ranch after ranch. By combining his extraordinary business vision with non-stop exploration and drilling, he finally builds a massive oil empire of his own. This movie isn't just a legend about a poor kid flipping his life around. It's a deep dive into the power of grit and hard work. As a classic piece of American Western storytelling, it has raked in international honors and became a signature work for director Michael Landon Jr. The director's genius lies in the fact that he never overhypes the glory of the win, but instead uses a realistic style and montage storytelling to link the era's background with personal destiny. Using delicate shots to paint a picture of suffering and growth, he makes every breakthrough feel real and hits the audience right in the heart. While Red is being humiliated by a wealthy heir and shut down by his own father, he instead clings to the faith ignited by an old newspaper to swear a solemn oath that he will become a billionaire. When he left home and drifted, he used his never-say-die attitude at the ranch to earn his first pot of gold. When his drilling failed and he lost his way, he found his direction again through the support and insight of his family. When faced with a court battle, he used his vision and perspective to protect his wealth and build an empire. All these moments prove that your background is never a cage. Grit, wisdom, and gratitude are the keys to breaking free. The film strikes a deep chord, reminding us that everyone hits rock bottom sometimes. Those times when no one believed in you, those moments you grit your teeth and pushed through, will eventually become the light that guides your path. Some critics say the plot feels a bit like a fairy tale, But that idealism is exactly what highlights how precious your original intentions are. Through a restrained yet powerful narrative, the director showcases the American Western spirit of struggle and proves that the ultimate life isn't a born legend, but a glory earned step by ordinary people through persistence and love.